You've been at this dinner. The check comes. Someone says, let's just split it. And the guy who ordered soup pays towards somebody else's steak. He mentions it, once, mildly. For the next 3 years, he's the cheap one. Here's what nobody at that table knew. 25 years later, he's $400,000 ahead of everyone who laughed. Not because he earned more, because $500 a month went somewhere instead of nowhere. And last month, you spent $500 you could not name right now. Let's go find it. So, where is it? Not where you'd look. Everyone audits the big line items. Rent, the car, insurance, the ones you'd fight to keep. That's why cutting never works. You're auditing the spending you already chose. The money is in the spending you never decided on. $917 a month. That's what the average American household puts into 5 categories: eating out, entertainment, clothes, personal care, and alcohol. The biggest is eating out. $329 a month. That's an average, not a typical. Your number is different, but 500 is barely more than half of 900. So this isn't about becoming a monk. It's about keeping 400 of it on purpose and moving the rest. And almost nobody does. They don't fail at the spreadsheet. They fail at the table. Spending is visible. Saving isn't. Think about the last round of drinks you didn't want. Somebody ordered for the table. You weren't thirsty, you drank it. Not because of $11, because saying I'm good costs more than $11. Frugality gets praised in private and punished in public. The person who saves money is responsible right up until the saving becomes visible to everyone else. The guy who orders the cheapest thing gets judged. The guy who orders the steak gets approved. Neither of them has ever seen the other's account balance. You know where every friend went on vacation last year. You have no idea what any of them have saved. And in 2023, LeBaron and colleagues surveyed college students and found that the ones who said peers shaped how they learned about money also reported less responsible spending. One population, self-reported, not a verdict. But it points somewhere familiar. So your normal has an author, and it isn't you. It's roughly the last 5 people you had dinner with. Which means the people calling that guy cheap aren't making a financial judgment. They're enforcing a rule nobody wrote down. And obeying it runs about $16.44 a day. Every day. For 25 years. So let's calculate it. Say you're 30, you spend $500 a month on things that feel fine. A few dinners out, a streaming bundle, a subscription you forgot to cancel. Not one of those was a decision. There's no month where you notice. Now redirected into a broad market index fund. Actually invested. Cash beyond your emergency fund isn't an investment plan. It's money waiting to be spent slower. By 55 at a smooth 7%, that's about $405,000. $150,000 of that is your money. $255,000 isn't. You didn't earn the second number, you just didn't spend the first one. Now the honest version. 7% is an assumption, not a promise, and real markets never arrive that evenly. Vanguard currently projects lower for the next decade. At 5%, you land just under $300,000 instead of $400. $300,000 from money you couldn't name. And in today's purchasing power, that $405,000 is worth around $220,000. Still years of living expenses. Still the difference between a bad manager being annoying and a bad manager being terrifying. And for the first 10 years, it looks like nothing at all. Year 10. You've put in $60,000 of your own money. The account is worth about $26,000 in gains. A decade of being the cheap friend, and the market has handed you less than the price of a new car. And it's worse earlier. Year 6, you open the app, $44,000. Your friend just posted from Lisbon. That's when people quit, not a crash. A Tuesday holding a phone. In this smooth 7% model, year 11 is where it flips. The year the market starts putting in more than you do. The moment it starts working is the moment it looks most pointless. Year 20. You've put in $120,000. The account is north of $260, year 25. You've put in $150,000. The market put in 255. Quit at year 10 and you walk with 86,000. Stay and it's 405. The 15 years nobody wants to sit through are worth $318,000. That's the whole gap. Not discipline. Duration. Which is where I have to argue against myself. 25 years of this costs something, and it isn't measured in dollars. $150,000 in foregone spending is $6,000 a year. A real vacation, every year, skipped, for a quarter of your adult life. And you don't get it back. Your friends go to Portugal at 33, you sit it out sensibly. That group never assembles again. Someone moves, someone has a kid, someone stops talking to someone. The trip didn't get postponed. It stopped existing. And relentless frugality has its own bill. It's the version of you at a birthday dinner, quietly calculating whether the appetizer was worth it while somebody's telling a story. Nobody keeps inviting that guy either, so the answer isn't to be cheap. It's to know the price of normal. 2 people spend $500 a month. The first one chose it. Ask her, and she'll defend every line. The second one drifted into it and can name about a third. Same bank statement. Only one of them is buying something. One is a decision. The other is a default. And defaults are expensive. Not because they're wrong, because nobody ever priced them. 3 things. The first isn't about what you think. First, write your keep list. Not a budget, not a cut list. The spending you defend out loud to someone's face, the Friday dinner, the gym you actually go to. Those are safe permanently. Most people start by hunting waste, feel bad, and quit by Thursday. Protect what you love first, and the rest stops being deprivation. Second, total the unnamed. 90 days of transactions. Anything not on the keep list goes in one pile. Add it up, divide by 3, that's your monthly number, then pick your redirect. Every $100 a month you find is $81,000 by 55. You don't need 500. You need a number and a transfer date. 2 things come first, though. Credit card debt at 20% is a guaranteed return no index fund can promise. So clear that. And capture your full employer match before any of this, that's the highest return money on the list. Third, and this is the one that decides it, what stops people isn't willpower, it's the table. Automating the transfer moves the money. It doesn't move the pressure. So you need one sentence decided in advance for the moment somebody notices. I'm out on this one. I already ate. Whatever's true. Cut the unnamed. Protect the named. Most people don't quit at the spreadsheet. They quit at the table. Go back to that table. 4 people, 1 check. 25 years later, the gap between them is $400,000. And nobody at that table will ever find out. He never gets the apology. That's how this works. The bill comes due somewhere nobody's watching. You don't have to be him. You just have to be able to name what you're buying. If you'd rather see the real math before the default, not after, subscribe. And there's one more line in your budget that doesn't look like a habit at all. It looks structural, like something you're stuck with. For most people, it isn't. That's the next video.